This 15-year-old saved this girl from getting sexually harassed or whatever, whatnot. And the 14-year-old didn't like it. So the 14-year-old, put a blank out and shot him or whatever, whatnot. And that's some crazy stuff. I'm saying, I don't know, I'm like, dang, it's really messed up and that's going, bro. Anyway, so this 16-year-old, got hung outside the church or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Bro, no, it's crazy, and the police said they don't want to do no investigation on it or nothing like that. Bro, no, and that's crazy as ever. I mean, shoot, they didn't even want to take evidence or none, and that's on bro. Anyway, so this AI company is stealing music from black artists or whatever, whatnot. Not saying shoot, this crazy as ever. For real though, because they shouldn't be using that material. They stealing. You know what I'm saying? For real though. But it's not shocking to me because they've been stealing on their own. You know what I'm saying? For real though. Shoot, they was stealing artists' music ever since before I was even born. For real though, and that's on bro. Anyway, so this cop ended up arresting this attorney and his associate or whatever, whatnot. Know what I'm saying? Because he was defending his clients or whatever, whatnot. You know what I mean? I don't know. And of his for his race or whatever, whatnot. You know what I mean? Bro, and it was crazy as ever. They was standing out in front of the courthouse, and the cop just came and saying just detain them or whatever, put some wraps over their wrist or whatever, whatnot. Not saying shoot, it's like cups, but it's not it don't look like cups though. Not saying, bro, though. Shoot, that plastic, I would think it's a plastic rope or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Bro, though. That's the crazy. That's the crazy as ever, and that's on bro. Anyway, now, just one cop actually found actually figured out what happened to this dude or whatever, whatnot. Now, it was 3 people involved for this man's murder or whatever, whatnot. Now I'm saying because this girl called Heather go tell this dude Kevin and this dude Brad that he stole her shit or whatever, whatnot. And they actually just went off on this dude, started taking them into a house where they was in or whatever, and started beating the shit out of them or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And they took them to a desert or the canyon or whatever, whatnot. You know what I mean? And they actually killed them right there by shooting them with a shotgun, and then just cutting his legs with a knife or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. And they up there trying to play with the cop, saying trying to get up out of it or whatever, whatnot. But nah, they DNA all up on that dude. For real though, because he just what I'm saying, actually just he just actually just was an innocent dude or whatever, whatnot. He didn't touch shit of Heather's. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she said she said he did it or whatever, whatnot. Her boyfriend and the other dude believed her and all that shit, and just whooped his ass, killed him or whatever. I think it was because Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I have no idea, you know what I'm saying? But shit, that's like, crazy as ever. I mean, like, shit, they play these games like that, and then somebody end up getting, like, hurt or killed or whatever, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And, like, the cop already had all the evidence. So he wanted to know what really went on and shit. You know what I'm saying? Ran up there trying to play games, others trying to play games. And like Kevin, he tried to play games too, but shit. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't like hold back no more, so they told him what happened or whatever. And both of them like got paroled. Or like, um yeah, they was like, they got paroled. Paroled after like Heather like, got like, 5 years for that, and she was paroled or whatever. And Kevin, he got like 10 years, like, for that shit. And he got paroled. And like Brad, he didn't get shit. That man staying up in there forever. He's never gonna get out. For real though. Because like he was the kingpin that set the shit on up. For real though, and that's on bro. Anyway, now this cop, like, actually, like, messed with this, like, man or whatever, whatnot. Pulled him over, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was, like, crazy of him. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, he just legally detained him, or whatever, for no fucking reason. For real, though. I mean, like, I'm telling you, gang, it was, like, crazy as ever. For real, though. Anyway, so, yeah, I mean, I see it was crazy as hell. Anyway, dude up there, like, talking about, like, he had, like, tail laid out or whatever, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And then he just, like, sticking around him for hours and hours and hours, and I was seeing if he gonna slip up or whatever. But dude knew his rights. He didn't do nothing stupid or say nothing stupid or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? Real though, anyway. So yeah, I mean, like shit, the cop kept on, like, trying to, like, get him to, like, like, do something to make him, like, put hands on him or whatever, whatnot. But dude wasn't stupid. He wasn't stupid at all because he knows his amendment. He knows his constitutional rights. So, shit, that cop was going to, like, get that goddamn fool. For real though. And he let him go. Yeah, the cop didn't, like, even give him a citation or nothing like that because, like, he didn't do nothing wrong. And he was free to leave, and that's on bro. Anyway, this cop started messing with this woman or whatever when you know what I'm saying? Her husband, like, owned the dealership or whatever whatnot. You know what I'm saying? For real though. Anyway, so the cop, like, just like, detained her and like was saying something to her or whatever whatnot. Now saying he asked her to, like, stop recording or whatever, but no, that wouldn't be a good idea. Because why? I mean, I see everything gotta be recorded with these cops. For real though. Because, like, shit, if you don't record it, they gonna be thinking you telling a fucking lie once you try to report that shit. For real though. I mean, like shit, but the body cams are gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? For real though. It's just like, you know what I'm saying, if you record, it's gonna, like, show shit on your angle. You know what I mean? For real though. Anyway, so, yeah. The cop got, like, schooled. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I see it, and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because he didn't do nothing wrong at all. Or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? For real though, the cop was on bullshit. For real though. I mean, like, hell, he had to let her go. For real, that shit was crazy. That shit was, like, crazy as hell. How you stopped her or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, shit, he didn't have no goddamn right to do that shit. He just wanted to mess with her, just to mess with her. And that's on broke. But anyway, so, yeah, I mean, like, I had to, like, go ahead and, like, practice all the, like, moves and shit like that. Well, not all of them. You know what I'm saying? Just, like, 4 of them or whatever. And, like, it's, like, my, little buddy or whatever at school, like, was having a little trouble with the, like, white belt for him. So I went over there and I helped him out or whatever when I, you know what I'm saying? I actually did that real quick, like, you know what I'm saying? Because the teacher wanted us to do all 4 of the forms, and that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? And she told me that, like, help others out and all that. So that's what I did, and that's on bro. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, hit the bell on notifications so you can see my next upload and my next post. And make sure to make a number tomorrow. And oh yeah, you can check out my previous videos if you like it. So long, farewell, goodbye.